He's known around the world for his interviews with some of the most famous people in the world. Dick Cavett is also an accomplished actor, comedian, magician, and even gymnast, they tell us. We're happy to welcome him to Eyewitness News at noon today.
Can I ask you why you said "they tell us" with a note of skepticism in your voice?
Because I did not know you were a gymnast.
What, do I look like a schlump? I mean...
Well, tell us about your
gymnastics. Do you think
gymnastics.
I have a scrawny body? Is that way? I mean, really, I've got to know.
Not at all.
Because you read everything else as if it were a fact, and then... In fact, do you think I couldn't get up on a horse or...
I have no doubts. You could...
I just can't stand this any longer. See, the most important thing in my image to me is that I was a state champion gymnast. Oh, that's all right. They can hear me on her mic.
I'll put the microphone on here.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to do gymnastics?
Let me show you. I mean, you asked for this. This was not my idea. And this is going to really upset the viewers, I know. I've had to do this in every city from coast to coast.
Really?
Yeah. Can you hold the mic right there?
Well, this is called taking control of the interview, right?
Yeah. Now, this is a test. You're new in this business, right?
Yeah.
Now,
that's pretty good.
Is this the underwear shirt of a non-gymnast?
That is, that's pretty nice. What do you got under your pants? That's what I can only imagine.
What? She's sort of new here, is she?
I mean those little gymnastic trunks is what I'm talking about.
No one around here wonders what's under your pants. Certainly. No, but I feel silly now, and would you hand me a white shirt? I do Safeco commercials. Thank you very much. Boy,
well, Dick,
look at
now
this.
That you've cost
the whole
my
newsroom
job.
has come to a stop. and people are saying, is he sober? Is he on something? Now.
I think I might need something after this interview.
Yeah,
now, you have
Cathy,
to tell us.
First you have to relax, and you have to think calm. Even though Darryl said something, did you hear him swear what the helicopter was doing in the area?
I missed
what
that,
the helicopter
but you
was
caught
doing. It came out that way.
On the helicopter story. Okay,
but
tell us what
really,
you're doing in
I was
Seattle.
state champion gymnast. I have 2 gold medals, and I don't know why I should sit here and be insulted by a former cheerleader who'll probably be one again in a week.
Oh, I hope so.
You don't have to take this from me.
Can you tell us what you're doing in Seattle?
By the way, you're absolutely stunning on camera. The thing I would suggest is what I would suggest to Dan Rather. They should put the camera back farther, because as Darryl knows, you get eye line movement sometimes, but you had almost none. So it's amazing. I mean, it really, to adapt that quickly.
That may save my job even after you
I also heard you have a very strong
boyfriend
on the staff, so I'll be very careful what I say. No, I look all right, don't I? If someone tunes in right now, what are they going to think?
They're going to wonder what's been going on here, but I'm sure they've been wondering that already anyway.
I'm sure.
But Dick, you haven't told us why you're in Seattle.
Oh, I'm here. I do a commercial, and probably will do some more for Safeco. By the way, the legend about them that they do wear white shirts is true. You can go snowblind at their offices. But quality company, you're probably wondering why I would lower myself to the world of commerce. But I've done commercials by
IBM computers, haven't you?
I did Apple.
Apple.
But that's all right. You had no time for research, really. You were probably learning cheers. No, who's that lady who's written the book now about women, and she was a cheerleader, and so was, what's her name?
I've missed
the woman
that
on
one.
CBS in the mornings.
Oh, Phyllis George?
Phyllis George, was she? Yeah. So there's a lady who's just written a fascinating book about the things women do to attract men, and just on the way over here from the hotel, they had the item about, you know, she's now a literati person, whereas earlier she was paid to jump up and down and show her underpants as a cheerleader.
Have you had a chance to humiliate her on the air yet?
No, I'm hoping to get her there. Don't tell her about the pie, okay?
It can only be a matter of time.
Is this your worst dream come true, that you'd get somebody you thought was going to be a dignified bore like David Frost, and then they turn out to... No, I don't mean David Frost, the television personality. I'm talking about my tailor David Frost. No, come on, but you're handling this so well. You seem unflappable. And
well, they're going to give me the rest of the day off after this interview.
Whether they know it or not. Okay, we won't need the whoopee cushion.
Well, Dick, obviously you're a great comedian, but what direction are you going to go next?
That hurt. That was well done. Truly, you know, I started out as a comic, and then somehow I got this dreadful label as an intellectual. I mean, by television's versions, they think Bill Buckley's an intellectual, so you can imagine how far off I am from it. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. I set off to be a comic. I did stand-up.
And the talk show is what we remember you for. Any chance that you might be coming back in that form?
I am glad you asked, yes.
Because I did research that.
Oh, did you? It's not a lucky guess? Yeah, I'm going to do a show with USA Network, and starting about September.
Well, I'll have to come on your show and embarrass you. Please
Would you?
invite me.
No, please.
do.
I think I owe you that at least, because
Okay.
it's your turn to disrobe.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Why were you
And-
coming apart?
Well, I did want to ask you, though, you tell
Joining
us
us, coming apart? This is a side of me you haven't seen.
Dick
right?
mentioned before the show that he'd always wanted to maybe try this newscasting
Yeah.
business that we do, and he was telling me
Is this it?
that my eyes didn't jump, so we thought we'd test him out here. And since he's interviewed so many
Oh.
famous people, we thought we'd let him read our people news for today.
Hey, you were serious about that.
I'm very serious,
Okay.
so you can look right up there in the camera and go
Come
right
on,
ahead.
come on. Am I on? Okay, I'll show you how to do this coolly. In other people, news today. Rocker Bruce Springsteen is causing a big headache for the phone company. When tickets went on sale for Springsteen's Washington, D.C. concerts, the phones went wild. For nearly 2 hours, the lines were jammed. Nearly 2 million phone calls came, C-A-L-S, is that how they spell calls here in Seattle? And the 40,000 seats were snapped up quickly, which can be painful. Once word got out that Springsteen's concerts, hey, this is interesting, were sold out, phone service in the nation's capital got back to normal. Speaking of rock greats, who does this look like? Oh, this is a transition while we wait for the laugh on that one. Well, if you said John Lennon and Yoko Ono, you're right and wrong. Actually, I saw this sticking up over there, and when I came in, I thought it was John Lennon. This pair does look at LT. Do they employ chimps to type here? This pair does look like the late Beatle and his wife, but actually they are an actor and actress, they the pair. This is Mari McGann, or Mark. It's been erased here, but you can write in and find out what his name is. And Kim Miori. Ah, so desu ka. Watashi wa nihongo desu ne. Hai. In costume for a TV movie about John and Yoko. If you're still awake, needless to say, there is a definite resemblance. And here she is, Mrs. America. This is a new one, right?
Yeah, transition.
Okay, so we finished with John and non-Yoko. The Miss America contest is for the unmarried, but here's the winner of the Married Women's Contest. Faster? She's Donna Russell from Mississippi. She'll go on to represent the U.S. at the Mrs. Woman of the World pageant in Honolulu in September. However, she did not prove to be a virgin, and that's one of the rules of the contest. Oh, don't read this out on the air. Okay.
I suppose she was a cheerleader, though. Thank you, Dick,
Morning
for joining
clouds
us today.
each day, just a little intoxicating.
You're taking over Darryl's job. I better send it
know.
back to him.
Darryl's an
before-
old friend. We were in high school together.
Really?
He denies it.
Darryl didn't tell me that. You must have gone to high school in the Seattle area then.
No, but as a matter of fact, my best friend, Mary Houston, when I was a little girl, when she was a little girl, do you believe in Freudian slips? Lives in Tacoma.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Dick. It's one I'll never forget,
You
that's
hate
for sure.
me.
Darryl, what's coming up? Nothing that could top this, I'm sure.
You're right. Nothing could top this.
In fact, I refuse to follow this.
We had some great lines here. Is he okay over there? Somebody fell down. We're going to talk about the weather when we come back. Mickey's going to have it all for us.